Okay, so lesson 13 begins right now. I just want to let you know that I don't believe the best way to teach material is to give a lesson on it, give a homework on it, and leave it. I think it's really important to spiral and cycle that material through the lessons over multiple days to really give you several cracks at understanding so that your knowledge level is raised a little bit each time until maybe after 4 or 5 times of seeing it, you truly have mastery. Now, with that in mind, what I would like to do is go over some homework questions that the students had some questions about. And also, when you do your homeworks, I don't check every question for every student, but I do check a lot of the questions for pretty much every student, or half the questions for every student, so that I can get a feel for how the class is doing on particular questions. And if I notice a misconception or a trend, I like to come back and hit that really hard. And that's often what I do with the first few slides at the beginning of any particular lesson. So let's go over this question first from the other day. We're going to do stop and start, and I'll go over it with you in just a minute. Okay, so anytime I use a colored background like this, the data builds up quick, so I have to go quick as I go over this. Okay, first, I trust that you read it on your own. Find A and B and describe what they represent. A and B, A is always the lowest value, B is the highest value. So A is 459, B is 521. Write the distribution. There's a very specific way to do this. It says here it's uniformly distributed, so that means you will use a U here. Whether it's uniform or normal distribution, it's always X and then a tilde, so X tilde uniformly distributed from 459 to 521. Find the mean and the standard deviation. To do that, you use these two formulas. Crunching in the numbers, the mean will be A plus B divided by 2. That works out to be 490. The standard deviation is B minus A, then you have to square it, then you need to divide by 12, then you need to do the square root, which is 17.9. Okay? Letter D, those are just formulas. Just follow the formula, you'll be in good shape. Letter D says what's the probability of the durations of game is between 480 and 500 hours. Well, look, each hour is 1/67th likely because there are 62 different values between 459 and 521. And there are only 20 values between 480 and 500. So it's 1/62nd, one for each of those minutes of duration, hours, of duration. And then 20 is the number of hours we're investigating from 480 to 500. So 20 times 1/62nd is 20 over 62. And as far as what's the 65th percentile, you do 0.65 times those 62 scores, you get 40.3. And then you have to add them to the 459.